All right, we're going to talk about something where I'm probably going to get some heat for this. I've said it before. You might have heard it before from me. Here's the deal. I started buying real estate at the age of 21 years old, and I was buying rental property, right? And I accumulated a little bit over 150 units, and then I got up to 250 units, and I'm looking at my bank account, and I'm like, I'm broke. I'm poor. Where's the money coming? I thought buying rentals was going to make money. I thought I was going to live my dream life by buying rental properties. Wrong. This is what happens, okay? And I'm going to, nobody talks about this. They say, oh, I just want to own a bunch of units. But here's the deal, guys. Rental income, number one, it's not passive. Number two, it's hardly even there. Number three, it waxes and wanes. Number four, you cannot live off of it at a 200. You need to own hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands of units before you can say you live on rental income, right? I don't, there was this huge stipulation that I want to live off the rental income. I want to travel the world. Well, guess what? If you have figured out how to do that, come talk to me, because I own 250 of these friggin' things. They've all been really good deals, and I can't live off the fucking rental income. All right, so this is what happens. You acquire, let's say, a 6-unit property. You get it under market value, off market, from direct mail, cold calling, whatever it is. You buy the property, you either raise money to buy the property, you put your own money into it. Then you have to rehab this property most of the time, right? Most of the time you have to go in there and put $10,000 or $15,000 into each unit and rehab it. Then you have to try to get tenants in there to pay more rent. Then you can try to refinance it and pull, if you're lucky, all of it, or not if you're lucky, if you did it skillfully and the market appreciated with you, you can pull out all that capital. Now you're stuck with a 6-unit property that has a net operating income of, let's say, $40,000 or $45,000. Subtract your mortgage payment out of that, and you're probably making maybe $15,000 a year on paper. Well, guess what? It ain't $15,000. This is what happens. The winter comes, the oil bill gets high, the gas bill gets high, tenants leave the windows open, your heat bill goes up. The plowing comes, plowing's expensive. Right, you think you budgeted enough, but you probably didn't. Summer comes along, you might start making a little bit of money coming in. Then a water heater goes. Guess what? That's $1,300. Another water heater goes. That's another $1,300. The light fixture stops working. The floor needs to be replaced in one of the units that you didn't rehab. Maybe a boiler goes. Maybe the roof goes. Guess what? All these capital expenditures happen. Tenant leaves. I know you've budgeted maybe 5%. Well, guess what? Maybe it takes a little bit more than a month to get them in there, and then you have to bump it to the next month. Guys, trust me. I'm not saying rentals don't make money. They do make money. But it's so difficult to live off them, right? Not only that, but you need to build a buffer in each account, right? So let's say $10,000 per property you own, right? As it accumulates, you don't want to get below that because you want to be able to take care of the roof and the water heater and stuff when that happens, right? It's very difficult to go out and buy a Lamborghini or a brand new Mercedes or something with buying a 6-unit property, right? Now, as you can see, if you have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these, sure. But here's the other thing we didn't talk about. It takes a year, typically, to rehab and refinance a property after the seasoning phase. So I say, I have 250 units. Well, guess what? I just bought 60 of those within the last year. So those are all costing me money every single month until they're stabilized. So yes, someday those 250 units in another 12 or 18 months combined, when they're all stabilized, boom, they're gonna be firing all cylinders. They're gonna do really well. But guess what? That's hundreds of units later. When you have 6 units, 20 units, even 30 units, guys, it takes at least a year to season the properties, right? And for them to actually make some money. All right. So with that said, the controversial thing I'm gonna say here is don't buy rental properties. And I mean this to the core. Do not buy rental properties when you're first starting. I really believe you need to find a way to make a lot of money first. I was making $120,000 a year as a PA. I was raising money to buy properties. I was cash poor for years trying to do this. For 2, 3, almost 4 years trying to build this. Actually more, 6 years I was cash poor as I was building this business up from just rentals. Barely getting by, right? I pay myself like $5,000 a month. Everything else get dumped right back in to acquire another property, to rehab. Right? It's a never-ending cycle. Light bulb moment. I sold a property and put $100,000 in my bank from the first property I ever bought, and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm so, like, I feel comfortable now, right? Like, I feel, and this is before I had a lot of units, but I feel comfortable now, and a light bulb went off, and I'm like, I need to figure out how to make more money, because if I can figure out how to drive my income up drastically, really quickly, if I can figure out how to get rich fast, or get wealthy fast, I can buy as many friggin' rental properties as I want, because I know I'll have the funds to stay above water. Not only that, but to weather any storm, to live, you know, the lifestyle that you want, because you've got that constant income coming in. So, what do I think you should do? Start flipping real estate. Learn how to wholesale real estate. Start some other company. Start a landscaping company. Start a cleaning company. Start some service-based business. Start a tech company, right? Do something that's going to generate you a lot of income. I really don't believe you start living life changes once you start making like $20,000 a month. Think about this. You make $130,000 a year. After taxes, guys, that's like $6,000 a month. Okay? After your $2,000 rent payment, after groceries and your car and everything, you're down to like $2,000 a month. Okay? $2,000 a month for the majority of people is a lot of money. But think about it. Like, what are you going to do with $2,000 a month? Like, how long is it going to take you with $2,000 a month to save up $100,000? Years, right? Like, it's almost impossible. But what happens if you take that $2,000 and turn it into 20? Right? You're now making $20,000 a month. So instead of the $2,000, it's $15,000 or $16,000 a month you're saving. How quickly are you going to get to 100? In like 6 months, right? So figure out how to make a drastic amount of money before you start going to buy all these rental properties. Trust me, that is what I would do differently. I know I'm going to get some slack for that, guys, but it's the truth, and it's what I'm doing right now, and it's allowing me to buy rentals at even a faster pace, because I'm able to, you know, make $100,000, $150,000, right? Big pops of change, along with businesses that continue to produce revenue I can take and then go buy rentals with. That's my spiel. I hope you got something out of this, guys. I really do mean it. Focus on the business. Focus on driving money before you start buying a rental property that makes you $300 a month, because $300 a month is nothing. Unfortunately, that's the reality of it. So hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. I know this is brute and honest, but that is the truth, and that is what I suggest you do. If you like this video, please go watch more videos, guys. I put out as much video content as I can, at least one video per week, free information on real estate investing, so you guys can become financially free, wealthy, live your dream life, and do whatever the hell you want to. And with that said, this video is over!